Hey guys, this week for Weapons Wednesday, we're going to really test out this Dark Battle Pike as well as some of the other new weapons we just added to the KarateMart.com website. But before you get, if you just like this video and subscribe to our channel, that would be awesome. So last week, I showed you guys some of the newest weapons we recently added to the KarateMart.com website, and then I asked you to go to the community tab and vote for which one you like best. And there were some really cool weapons too, but you guys went to the community tab and voted for the Dark Legion Spartan Sword. And I don't know if you remember, but I tested the heck out of this sword and it held up just beautifully, so awesome job, guys. So this week, Amanda came into my office and said, "Hey Kyle, we've got a whole bunch of brand new weapons that I need you to review this week. So at the end of this video, make sure you guys go to the community tab and vote for which one you like best. And as always, there's links in the description of the video to find out more information about each of these products." All right, Amanda, what is our very first item?
There you go.
Awesome, awesome. All right, let's see what this is. Okay, and our very first item is the Scorpion Hunter Knuckles. Okay, let's see what this is. Okay, this is getting a little bit ridiculous. It seems like every week we've got a different design of knuckle duster, and I don't know. I mean, this is a little bit fantasy for me, but it is interesting, and I have a feeling it's going to be quite effective, so we're definitely going to test this out. All right, so first off, we can see that this has like a weird, intimidating scorpion design. And these little spikes up here appear to be like the legs of a scorpion, and they're not very sharp. They're kind of dull. And then it looks like there's a bump up here that's kind of circular, that's part of the scorpion's tail. I almost wish they would have done a straight scorpion tail so we would have had a big spike there, but I don't know, this is probably going to hold up a little bit better. This looks like it's made from a stainless steel, and it's got fairly large holes here for my fingers. It looks like they're about a 1-inch diameter, so that fits my hand just perfectly. And because of the size of this palm grip, we're definitely not going to be wearing it in the fist fashion. We're actually going to be sliding it up on our knuckles and swiping with it. So we actually have that much space between our finger holes there. So it doesn't matter what size hand you got. I think that's going to actually fit you just fine. Let's test this out just a little bit. All right, so I'm just going to swipe the Wing Chun dummy just a little bit and see if it hurts my hand. Okay. It actually feels fairly comfortable. I was concerned that these things might get hurt, and they held up just beautifully. There's no damage to them at all. They didn't bend at all. The only thing I'm not digging is this palm grip is just a little bit uncomfortable when I slide it into my hand. It's definitely made for someone with a little bit larger hands, so it fits me okay, but I'm actually curious to see how well this fits someone with smaller hands. So Amanda, why don't you come into the video and just test these out a little bit? I want to see what you think of them.
Okay. Hi, guys. Yeah, these are massive for me.
They are a little big.
The palm grip essentially goes like over my entire hand, like it even sticks out a little bit, so it's absolutely massive for me. It's kind of just a little bit uncomfortable, to be quite honest.
Okay.
This is scary. Yeah, no, that hurts. That really hurts.
Okay, so this is clearly for someone with larger hands. It's cool though, right?
Yes, like it'd probably be a wall hanger for me personally because I can't use those.
Honestly, I would say this would be a wall hanger for most people because can you imagine actually being on the streets and seeing someone pull this out of their pocket? I mean, I would probably laugh, to be honest, or be very scared. So the overall height of this is approximately 4 inches. The width of it is approximately 6.5 inches, and the total weight is about 8.8 ounces. So that's kind of heavy when it comes to knuckle dusters. But one thing I want to make very clear is it's very important to check your local laws when it comes to all knuckle dusters because you can get in a lot of trouble because a lot of states have very strict laws on them. But that's about all we have to say about this, right?
Yep. Also, look at how awesome my shirt is, guys. In honor of the Mandalorian.
That is a great shirt. So, all right, I'm going to have you take this away and let's move on to our next weapon.
All right, perfect.
All right, Amanda, what do you have next for me today?
There you go.
Awesome. All right, let's see what this is. Okay, and our next weapon is, we have 2 different types of automatic Italian stilettos. Awesome, awesome. So one thing I need to mention though is we don't carry automatic or OTF knives on KarateMart.com, so these are only available on combative.com. And it's very important to check your local laws because the laws are extremely strict in some areas. All right, with that said, let's take a look at these Italian stilettos. Oh, and there's one other thing that Amanda mentions on this piece of paper is that both of these are made in Italy, which is awesome because that actually makes these Italian stilettos way more authentic. So let's start out with the Italian switchblade stiletto. Okay, so first off, we can see that it comes with this really nice nylon case, and it actually has a belt loop on it, so we could hang it from the side of our body if we wanted, but I want to see the knife itself, so let's take a look at this. Look at that. Does that not look like an Italian stiletto from every 80s movie you've ever seen in your life? Well, let's take a look at the blade. Awesome, awesome. I love the feel of these knives. It just feels so cool seeing that blade just pop open like that. Love it. So first off, we can see that we have these really nice rosewood scales on here that are connected to this brass liner with brass pins. So that's pretty neat. And then the blade is made from a stainless steel, and it looks like it's sharpened on one side and not the other side. And I guess the reasoning behind that is when we're going to close the blade, we don't want to get cut by the other side of the blade. So that actually makes a lot of sense. So one thing that's also awesome about this is we actually have this safety switch here. So if we have it in our pocket, it's not going to accidentally open up on us. But for those of you who don't know, a switchblade is one of those knives where you hit the button and then the blade swings out from the side of the knife up into a sharp point. So I love that. And then when we want to close it, all we do is we kind of hit this little bolster here, and then that allows you to close the blade like that. So that is pretty awesome. But I want to test this out because I want to see how strong this is. So as you guys probably know, a stiletto is not really meant for slicing. It's more meant for stabbing. So let's go ahead and test out that blade for stabbing on this Wing Chun dummy. Oh yeah, that sticks in just beautifully. Let's pull that guy out. And I want to try it in a reverse grip because I want to see how well this thing actually holds up. Oh yeah, that's beautiful. I don't know if you can see how far that thing is in there, but geez. Okay, looks good. The blade looks good. The tip looks good. The blade is still totally sharp, so this thing is awesome. Now the blade length is approximately 6 inches, so that's a really long blade. The total length is approximately 13¼ inches, and the total weight is about 6.3 ounces. So this thing is actually fairly light, but I've got another stiletto to show you, so let's go ahead and put this away and look at the other stiletto. All right, so here's the second one right here, and this one is called the Italian OTF Stiletto. So obviously it's an OTF knife, which stands for out the front knife, which means that the blade is going to shoot out the front of the knife. So first off, we can see that this has a really nice nylon case, and then it's got a belt loop on there so we can hang it from the side of our body if we want, but I want to see the blade itself. So let's go ahead and open it up and check out the knife. Awesome, awesome. I love how authentic these look when it comes to Italian stiletto design. So once again, we can see that it's got these really nice natural hardwood scales on here that are connected to a very durable, heavy-duty stainless steel liner. But I want to see the blade on this thing, so let's go ahead and hit that OTF switch. Boom! Look at that. That is just beautiful. Now the blade itself is made from an AUS 8A steel, which is kind of similar to a 440 stainless steel, but AUS 8A steel actually originated in Japan, and it's known for being heat treated, which makes it more wear resistant, but it's also more corrosion resistant and it's easy to sharpen. Now on this knife, the blade is actually sharp on both sides and the tip is very sharp, but I want to test that out really quick. So once again, this is a stabbing knife, so let's test that out on the Wing Chun dummy. Oh yeah, that stabs in just beautifully. Let's throw this in reverse grip and try testing that out. Look at that, that's in there nice and solid. Jeez, okay, and OTF still works great on this thing. I absolutely love this. I think this is great. Now the total length of this knife is approximately 11 inches. The blade length is about 4¾ inches, and the total weight is about 8 ounces. So that has a wonderful weight to this knife. But once again, this is only available on combative.com. But that's about all I have to say about these. So I'm gonna go ahead and put these away, and let's move on to our very next weapon. All right, Amanda, what do you have next for me today?
There you go.
Awesome. All right, let's see what this is. And our next weapon is, oh nice, we've got 2 different types of Balisongs. We've got the Black Ice Balisong and the Dark Inferno Balisong. All right, let's go ahead and check these out. Oh, wow. Look at these. These things are beautiful. All right, so first off, we can see that these come with standard latches instead of spring latches. I know a lot of you like spring latches, but I actually prefer standard latches because I'm used to being able to do tricks with them, and then this is actually the type of latch I grew up with, so I like this type of latch personally. Also, we can see that these actually are made with rivets instead of screws, which again, I know some of you guys like screws because you can actually take off the handles, add a different trainer blade to them, but I actually prefer rivets because it keeps the play on your blade consistent all the time. Well, let's actually test this out a little bit. Oh yeah, that feels really nice. It's a little bit heavy because the blade and the handle are made entirely from a 440 stainless steel. So the total weight is about 5.7 ounces, which is actually a really nice weight for that. I mean, that feels really good in my hands. Now, if we take a closer look at this, we can see that the blade is actually really sharp. And the handle has this venting in it that actually takes off a little bit of weight, which is nice because this is a very solid stainless steel, but it also gives it a really cool aesthetic look. But I want to look at the other one as well. So this is a Dark Inferno Balisong, and they're just a little bit different. You can tell that the finish is just slightly different on each of them. The blades are both black, but then they've got black up here, and then this one has blue on it. And then we have black up here, and then this one actually has a rose gold on it. So it's kind of a reddish, but it's actually more of a rose gold. I honestly don't know which one I would choose of these because I think they're both really awesome colors. But let's go ahead and test them out. I want to see how well these blades actually hold up against the Wing Chun dummy. So I'm just going to go ahead and start by stabbing on this thing. Oh yeah, that stabbed in just beautifully. And I'm going to try slicing just a little bit to see if the blade actually maintains its edge. Oh yeah, there's no edge problem at all. The tip is still totally sharp. And the Balisong still works great, so that's pretty awesome. Now the total length is approximately 9 inches and the blade length is about 4 inches, so this is a really nice size for a Balisong. But I can't think of anything else to tell you guys about this, so I'm going to go ahead and put these away, and let's move on to our next weapon. All right, Amanda, what is our last weapon today?
There you go.
Awesome, awesome. All the rest of the packages you brought me today were these little envelopes, so I'm glad you brought me something a little bit bigger. Let's go ahead and check this thing out. Oh, wow. This is awesome. You guys are going to like this. All right, and our last weapon is the Dark Battle Pike. Awesome, awesome. For those of you who don't know, pike spears were used in medieval times and are still used by fishermen today and are characterized by having a barb on the spearhead. But let's take a look at this one. So first off, we can see that it's got this really nice heavy-duty nylon sheath, and it's got a belt loop on the side, so we could hang it from the side of our body if we wanted to, but I want to see the blade itself. So let's go ahead and open this up and check out the blade on this thing. Oh, wow. Oh, wow, guys. Now you can see what I was talking about with the pike spear having this barb on the spearhead. I mean, that is awesome. Now, clearly this is a modernized version of it that's not a long pole spear. It's more of like a handheld weapon. So I'm totally digging this thing. I am going to have a lot of fun testing it out. But let's take a closer look at the blade on this thing. So the manufacturer didn't tell us what type of steel this is, but I'm going to guess by the sheen of this metal that it's actually a 3CR13 stainless steel. Now the blade is sharp and the tip is very sharp, and then we can see that we also have this single-sided fuller in here, and then the swedge on the top, which give it a really nice aesthetic look, so that's pretty cool. The other thing I really like about this is it actually has a nylon fiber handle to it, and I really like nylon fiber because it holds up so well to abuse. Now, one thing I'm also noticing is that the tang of the blade seems that it goes down to about here on the handle, and I can tell that because these hex screws actually go down to about there into the blade. Now the handle has these very prominent grip lines here as well as this thumb rise, which allow me to get very good control of this weapon. And we can also see that there's a lanyard hole, so we could add a wrist strap if we wanted to. But I want to test this out a little bit just to see how well this holds up to some abuse. So let's go ahead and throw on some safety glasses really quick and test this out on the Wing Chun dummy. All right, here we go. Oh, wow. I mean, did you see how much that dug out of the Wing Chun dummy? That is awesome. I could almost lift up the Wing Chun dummy there. Let's go ahead and try stabbing it. This thing is awesome. I'm totally loving this thing. Oh man, you could do some major damage with this. And there is no damage to this blade at all. The tip is still totally sharp. I want to try actually hooking this Wing Chun dummy with this. Oh man, look at that. It's actually hooked onto the barb of this pike. And that thing is stuck, so wow, I am totally digging this weapon. Now the blade length on this is about 8 1/4 inches. The total length is about 21 3/4 inches. And the total weight is about 1 pound, 5.7 ounces. So that is an awesome weight for this pike. But that's about all I have to say about this. So I'm very curious to see what you guys think. So make sure you guys go to the community tab and vote for which weapon you like best this week. And if you have any questions, definitely leave them in the comments below. Make sure you like this video and subscribe to our channel. And check out KarateMart.com because we've got all sorts of awesome weapons on there right now. But until next week, we'll see you Weapons Wednesday.